It's been a long day, and I'm tired, but I'm here, and we're gonna do this, baby, because that's how we roll.
Ever since my eyes met the world, I was breaking through the chains like a match to a flame. I was born against the grain. Oh, oh. They say I'm broken in the brain, got a shot of kerosene in my veins. But hey, 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 they better be concerned now, cause it's my turn, and I'm only getting hotter. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. I'm a fire starter. Yeah, I rose from the trenches and the fumes, got defiance in my bones to the soles of my shoes. And oh, I got a thirst for breaking the rules. You can try me, but I got a short fuse. But hey, 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 they better be concerned now, cause it's my turn, and I'm only getting hotter. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. I'm a fire starter. Look out for my flames, baby, cause I'm dangerous. I am a fire starter. Ever since my eyes met the world, born against the grain. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. I'm a fire starter. Look out for my flames, baby, cause I'm dangerous. I am a fire starter.
Get on out, Bubba. Run for the hills, little man. Run. Run from the base, baby. What's up, guys? Holy crap. We're back again. It's whatever day. What is it? Labor Day? Someday. Funny thing about Labor Day is only the blue collar, hard working people are actually working today. The laborers are going to be working tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? All the laborers, the gas station employees, the fast food employees, all them hard working fools out there that are putting in all them hours, you know, they're going to be working all day on the day that celebrates them. Ain't that some shit? Man, life is weird. Bobby B's in the house. What's up, Bobby? He might be here. He might be back out with the goats. I don't know, but he was here for a minute. Let's see here. Ashley Larry showed up. He said he's got family from New York visiting, but you still popped in, brother. That's commitment, man. That's commitment, Ashley, and I hope you know we love you for that. That's good stuff, man. And you very much enjoy that family. They got to escape out of New York City for a little while. That's a big deal right there. And instead of running for, Florida or whatever, they chose to come see you. That's good stuff. Let's see here. El Fuego's in the house. Hello from the Pacific Northwest. What's up, man? Fire. El Fuego. Y'all got to get him to tell you the story about that, the fire, man. There's a story. Franco Quaid, what's up, Franco Quaid, man? Um, you guys are all so awesome. I love my people, man. I got some awesome people. I got awesome people around me in the contact area, and I got awesome people around me in the virtual area as well, out there across the world. You guys always come in and show so much love and respect, and I appreciate it. So, I thought I'd do something kind of weird today. Let's see if I can make this shit work because I'm not very good at this. Um, we struggle. We struggle through these things. So I was over here on the comments on my. See, I can get all my comments for all my videos in one page, and thought I'd go down through here, and there's a couple of them I wanted to cover. I figured you guys might want to ride along. So if you're one of the commenters and you're watching the show, we're going to answer the comments here on the show. And let me go over here. So I don't understand sometimes some things are just not meant to be understood. And if you guys understand some of this stuff that I'm going to read to you, put it in the comments over there. Say, hey, this is what he's talking about, or whatever. Because some of these things that I run across just confuse me, and it's probably just me. I don't know. I am an old dude, I'm OG. So Prototype 9000, which I like the name, by the way, said the vibration is also turning the materials into DML speaker. And this was in reference to my Infinite Baffle Explained with demonstration video. And I used small drivers and basically this really rigid kind of foam stuff to illustrate how that IB works, and also to show how the foam can actually work as a good backing as a baffle in your door. It's an interesting video. If you guys haven't seen it, I do a lot of experimentation in that video. But what I don't understand is what he's saying. The vibration is also turning the materials into a DML speaker. I guess he's talking about the material I'm using to create the baffle. The problem with that statement, in my opinion, is the frequency that material vibrates at. Its resonant frequency is like ridiculously low, and we're not using subwoofers here. So I just figured that out. I guess maybe he's a DML. Is that like a passive radiator or something? Anyway, that's not the case. You don't have to have a rigid enclosure as long as the enclosure will contain the pressure that you're trying to exert on it, and it's a natural or frequency that it vibrates at is not in the range of the driver that you're trying to use. So you need those two criteria. For a subwoofer, it's pretty much got to be a rigid enclosure. But for like a little 3-inch driver playing, 500 hertz and up, it doesn't have to be. It's funny how that works. You can get away with just about anything. Aluminum can, a paper cup, anything. All you have to do is stop the sound waves. So let's look on down. I got one more that I'm going to cut in here and poke out. And so this guy here says he just installed the new Oblivion 15D2 a few months ago. And for sure, it has the pressure and plays really clean. And I was like, yeah, it does, buddy. All right, so this cat down here, Prototype 9000, also, this is the first guy, says I'm only running 3,000 watts in my car. No matter how big of a fuse I put in, they all get exploded. Runs fine without fuse, no incidents though. Well, see, now I want y'all to take some interest in this particular post. Okay, you guys, I want you guys to go over there and answer this cat's dilemma. This is on the video called Testing Out the iOxys Ultra Capacitor. And I'm not going to actually answer this in person. I want you guys to answer this. So let's read this one more time and talk about it. It said, I'm only running about 3,000 watts, so we know we'll just call it 300 amps uh, in my car. And no matter how big of a fuse I put on, they all get exploded. So y'all tell me why his fuse would blow. That's what I want you to answer. Yeah, Dubby, I see what you're saying. The wall panel things. Yeah. But no, that's not what's happening, but that is what he's saying. I get you. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up here and see what's going on. Bobby. Ho! It's Franco Quaid, El Fuego. Franco Quaid. Let's see. El Fuego said, what inspires your songwriting? Have you always been a singer musician? Yes. I started writing and singing and trying my best to play an instrument. The drums and the guitar were my two choices because that's what I had to work with. And the drums was, basically just beating on stuff. But I did have an old Martin guitar, which I wore slap dab out, by the way. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was writing songs and singing. I was a huge Elvis fan. Elvis passed away when I was a kid, and just a little kid. And I was just absolutely destroyed by that. I was a train wreck for a long time. But yeah, I've been doing this stuff my whole life, dude. I've always been fascinated with music, and so everything around music, including car audio, which I didn't even know about car audio at that time. But I was doing crazy bonkers experiments with speakers and cardboard boxes, when I was like 6 or 7 years old. When I was 8, I'll tell you a story. When I was 8 years old, we had a lightning hit our transformer at our mobile home, and it blew up everything in the whole place. All the light bulbs, everything went, including my clock radio, which was my only radio. You remember the old clock radios, right? That's what I had, typical clock radio. It killed it. Well, I had in the closet. Now, my mom went around and she made a list of everything that died because she was going to turn it all in on insurance, which she did, but I kept my clock radio. And in my closet, I had a turntable out of an old console stereo. One of the big wooden pieces of furniture, The stereo itself had gotten trashed, but the console, I still had the turntable and some more parts out of it because I kept all that shit. I was 8 years old. And I got to looking in the clock and I said, well, the power comes in here to this little block. And I asked Mama what that was, and she said it's a transformer. I said, okay. So I asked her what it did. She said it turns AC into DC. I like bet. So now I knew what the hell was wrong. It had to be this thing, right? So I go in the closet and I look at the one for that turntable, and it's got the same wires as the one in the clock. Well, it's missing like one wire, but most of them were the same color and stuff. So I got the multimeter at 8. I got my multimeter and I cut all them wires and I plugged that thing in and I tested the voltage on them and I found the correct voltage. I installed that thing in the clock radio. The thing wouldn't go back together exactly right because this transformer was physically larger. But I got it back together and it worked. And I showed Mama and she was like, but she made me, for a while, she made me unplug it every night. She didn't want that thing left on. She figured it was going to burn the house down. But after a while, she finally got over it and I kept it plugged in all the time. It worked fine. I have been doing this crap for years, man. This has been my whole life. But what inspires my songwriting is how I'm feeling at the time. I'll get a mood, I'll just be doing regular stuff and I'll just get a mood and And then I'll get off in that mood for a little bit, and then it's maybe a line will hit me, and that'll start the whole thing. You know, it may be part of the chorus, or it may be end up being one of the verses or the beginning of a verse, and then I just go. The song writes itself after that because it's just me spilling out a whole bunch of stuff. And it may be something about my life, or something about somebody else, or some just accumulation of all kinds of concepts and ideas. So, um, yeah, it's just my creative side. I kind of got a big one, but anyway, that's what inspires me. And I went way too long with that, I'm sure. Jason said, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Jason?" Um, let's see here. I know what something just went too fast. W's in the house. Y'all hanging out. Yeah, distributed mode loudspeaker. Very good. Very good. Um, yeah, like there's another word for that damn little vibrator that you attach to the panels. Anyway, that thing. Can you look up the new Recoil SPL subs and tell us what you think of them? They're out of my price range. Okay, Franco. Quaid, you know, yeah, I will. Just give me a second. Let me dig down here a little bit. Voltage drop causing excessive amp draw. That, let me think, probably a very good assessment. I think I would consider that to be at least a B. Not an A, not an A, but a B, a solid B, maybe a B plus. Let's see what else we got going on down here on that answer. He must be running the Sony Explode 3000.1. Hell yeah, dude. W said, I'd run one. Always blue fuses on my SCAR amps running AGM. That's the same thing, see? Same thing. My SCAR amps running AGM now. Lithium. I haven't blown a fuse yet. Exactly correct. Check out Elvis Presley without music. Oh yeah, I've watched everything that every damn thing that's ever been done from Elvis, man. Um, Jason said he might have a poor quality fuse or fuse holder. He needs an A&L fuse made from ceramic or fiberglass. Make sure the connections are clean and tight. I would say that's an excellent amendment. Like, I don't think that's the cause of his problem. I think that is an amendment to the problem. There's a few more details that he doesn't really give that are going to be important. He doesn't give the details. You guys saw exactly what he said, word for word. And I don't know anything more than what that statement was. Glow Voltage on YouTube did some interesting testing with SCAR fuses. Oh, yeah. See that, but that's pushing that fuse right to the edge. And yeah, I agree. A good fuse is a big deal. Rick Pina. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. Rick. Deaf Bonts coming Tuesday. Oh yeah, you rock on with that big boy. That's a big old sub. T Corley. What's a decent temperature for an amp to run when playing it for quite a while hard? Anything that's not turning it off. Them things can get scalding hot, dude. If it ain't kicking off, then it's within its temperature parameters. You know, you can only improve the situation by cooling it down, but they can get hot, man. They can get so hot you can't hardly touch them. You touch them and pull your hand off like it's a burner. Yeah, I don't know what the actual temperatures are. I got a stupid thing I hadn't been able to do much of anything. I feel like a complete joke sometimes. I got so much stuff and that I've acquired. Like, I got this damn thing. It does, well, shit, you can't see it. It does the laser, now it's going to do it. There it goes. Whoo, laser. And tells the temperature. And I could use this to tell you about that, but my stupid lazy butt ain't got out there and done a video with the thing. I got this thing I got sent that I got to make a video about, and it's a front and rear wireless camera thing, like a dash cam thing. Hadn't even opened it up yet. I got to do an unboxing and there's videos on that. I just, man, I had just been feeling really bad the last couple of weeks. So, um, but what was the question? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I've used the 250 amps. I'm curious about fuses. Yes. Um, let's see. There was another down here somewhere. Decent temperature. That's right, the temperature thing. So yeah, anything that don't turn it off. But cooler is always better because heat is your enemy when it comes to conductivity. As something gets hot, it conducts less. It causes resistance, and then of course when resistance goes up, it's going to generate more heat. So it's a cycle. You want to try to interrupt that and prevent it from going. Let me go back here. I don't want to forget about this. Um, the new Recoil SPL sub. Franco Quaid said, I haven't seen it, so let me look one up, see what it looks like. Um, uh, I don't know. What's going to. Oh, okay. Oh, hell, that looks like a Memphis. Um, okay, I think I found what you're referring to. Maybe. I don't know. This doesn't look right. I don't think this is it. No, this is an older sub. It's hang on a second. I'll pull it over there. We will go. That's not it. That's not the thing. Let's let's see if it's going to cuss at me because this thing can be a pain in the butt sometimes to get this stupid screen share. Okay, and that one. So this is what I pulled up. Now, I don't think this is it. I think this. No, this ain't it. This is the old sub. It is a nice sub, but it looks like a Memphis sub. Now, this ain't the one he's talking about. But let me do Recoil audio and go over here to Recoil. And oops, well, that was dumb. Sir, put down the waitress. Subwoofer. Let's just click on subwoofers. There's not a terrible lot in the Recoil site. These are all the same as all the PWs. I'm trying to find something that looks new. I've seen that one. These are all the Echoes. Oh, holy crap. I think I found it. Yep, that's got to be the jam right there. Let's check out a 15 here. There's a 12 and a 15. I don't know what the price is on this, but we're just going to look at it. Yeah, I got to tell you, that's looks pretty ballin', man. 2,500 watts is really low, though. So it is the SPL series. Okay, well, yeah, I'm digging I'm down with the sickness on that. Let me have a little bit more look in here. You guys are checking it out. Oh, y'all can't see the stupid thing. Hang on a second. Let me switch the. When I went to the other page, it went all stupid. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. This is what we're looking at, guys. Oh, look at this thing. This thing's got some booty. It's got some big old booty. Um, yeah, I can't dump on it yet, but I got to look at the specs. So it looks like we got that's the bullshit. Let's see if there's anything in here. 2,500 watts RMS. Yeah, we found that part. More bullshit. Dual 1 ohm coils. Okay, well, I'm assuming they have two models. Um, yeah, it's still bullshit. Carbon fiber warfare, aerospace, blah, 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 bullshit. Bullshit. And okay, here's one spec. We got a 418 ounce ferrite magnet. That's literally the only thing in this whole deal that's actually giving you information. You know, I don't like when their companies do that shit. And of course, there's no TS perimeters on their website. I probably have to go to another place that sells it to find the TS perimeters. Sad, sad, sad. So I don't know what the price is either, because they don't put a price. They used to have the price. You used to be able to buy it from their website, buy the subs and all the speakers and crap from their website. Now, not so much. Well, that box is nice. I guarantee you this son bitch is not going to be cheap, because that box right there is costing them a couple of dollars to fix right there. And that magnet is big. Guys, this is the 15. If it's the correct picture, this is the 15 if the picture is different. Let's go back to the 12 and the 15. Let's pull the 12 up. Yeah. So what's the 12's magnet size? It has a 418 ounce magnet. Okay. And it looks in this picture like that. All right. Now let's go back to the 15. Oh shit, now we didn't scramble my brain here. Back to the 15. I pushed the wrong button. And the 15 has a 418 ounce magnet. And it looks like that. So it's the same picture. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that is the 12, which would make that magnet like maybe 10 inches in diameter. Maybe 4.5, 5 inches thick. But a large portion of that is like some cooling vents in the front plate, back plate, hardware. It's kind of an illusion. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest, though. It looks like a beastly sub. I just don't know how much they're charging for this. I do like the way it looks, though. It's a really, really pretty sub. I don't know how much of that magnet is, you know, cheese whiz, and how much of it is meat and potatoes. But you know, still got to say it's a good looking subwoofer. So let's jump back over robot pedophile. Yeah, I know. I ain't gonna go over there into that. I don't get into that mess. That's a place where I don't need to be. Let's see what else we got going on down here. Test resistances. Yep. San Antonio. Yep. The DefBont speaker. That's a great one. The amp temperature. I can't wait for tomorrow. I ordered a SCAR SDR 10D2. But that should be fun. I had, well, I can tell you why that happened. Probably. I had SMD fuse holders. Always had the nut and bolt C's. It's because I'm going to guess. It's just because of metallurgy and how it works. This isn't a definite answer, but it's my quick draw guess is that the bolt and the nut are not the same metal, especially if one of them is like aluminum. Um, when you run into that, two different metals as fasteners connect like that with threads. One metal can literally kind of sort of micro weld itself when you tighten it down. It it softens up the other material and it kind of glues itself. And and then whenever you try to take that off, it'll unthread itself out of the fuse holder, and you got a bolt with a nut in the middle of it. Um, and that just comes from using a really soft metal like aluminum and another metal, steel or whatever together. You never want to combine those two because you're going to run into that kind of shit. Aluminum is especially good at causing that. Um, One day I'll like to be able to afford the SMD. It's not worth it, man. Um, it's just not worth it. I had an SMD. I had an SMD distribution block, and it was one of the first series he came out with, and it's pretty. But that first series was it was pretty, but it wasn't very rugged. I would rather have the GP fuse holders and distribution blocks all day, every day. They're much better made. They're better quality. And if you had both of them in your hand, in front of you, you would agree with me 100%. I promise you. Those SMD fuse holders and stuff, you can stand on that shit. You can put it on the ground and stand on it. It's solid stuff, man. I mean, the GP ones, the SMD ones are that first run. He used a fairly thin plastic for the base, and it was just a horrible design. It looked really nice, and most of what Steve builds is really nice. But that first run of the SMD holders and stuff was not good. Um, I think he's better. The current ones are better, but they're still I think they're more like what GP is doing right now, and probably more expensive. But I would have to look into that. Can't promise you that either one. You have to check that out yourself. Brian said here in the wintertime, I can beat my amps for 2 hours. It's still fairly warm. Yeah, I'll tell you something that makes a difference. When you're clipping amplifiers, they heat up. When you're clipping, they will heat up a lot more than normal. So back to that power, that fuse thing. here's my my personal guess. You guys be sure and add that to the comment though. Put your ideas down because both of those two, I feel like are solid responses to that problem. So find that video, put it in the comments under that video. You guys see someone asking questions. I may not know the answer, or I may not know the whole answer, or I may not know any answer at all. If you think you have a good idea to be able to help someone in the comments, by all means, step up and help. Okay. Because I can get overwhelmed with stuff, and sometimes I just don't know. I'm definitely not the encyclopedia for bass information, for car audio information. I am an enthusiast. I'm just on this side of the camera. It doesn't make me any smarter. Um, let's see. But my idea. I like both of your guys' ideas, but I think that he's probably pulling more power, simply pulling more amperage through the fuse than it's rated to handle, which means he's also pulling more power than his wire is rated to handle. He's fusing for the wire, but he didn't wire for the amplifier. So if he's running, say he's running a battery up front, and he's running a 3,000 watt amplifier. He did say that. Yeah, he did say 3,000 watts. That's it. And he's probably fusing for 250 watts because that's the standard fuse that you would throw in for a alt gauge wire running from the front to the back. And he's probably pulling 400 amps. He's probably pulling far more after you get rid of the efficiencies in the amplifier, which is probably not the most efficient amplifier. And he could very well be using CCA wire. I don't remember if he said copper or not. But either way, there's a lot of amperage going through that wire, and it's more than it's rated for. And he's fusing for the low side of what the wire is rated for, which is perfectly fine. His problem isn't that he needs a better fuse. His problem is that he needs another power wire. That's my answer. But I think both of you guys' answers were a good answers. I think they were both, very relevant and very important and excellent information and knowledge to pass on. Rick says, I use flare camera every day for work. Oh, are you talking about this thing? Is that what this one was? No, this ain't it. Forward-looking infrared. That's FLIR. Damn it. I normally wouldn't say shit about a misspelling, but you actually threw me off with it, so I get to pick on you. I didn't catch it. FLIR, man. Forward-looking infrared. You must be from the country. See, when I grew up being flare, that's a word, right? My whole family's still got hardcore redneck accents. It's always funny when I go down to visit. I'm like, man, y'all some country sounding son of bitches now. Damn. Straight up out the Beverly Hillbillies. My Rockford runs too hot to touch, but never goes in thermal protection. Yeah, that's the idea, man. They can get stupid hot, and they'll get really hot whenever you clip them too. And I do that quite a bit. Yeah, I found it. I guess that was an old comment. I love the delay. The delay I have. It sometimes messes me up. Save your money, Trey. Had over 200,200 in fuse blocks, and in the third seed. Yeah. Yep. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Trey. Said, let's see. Jason said, modern electronics can easily run at over 200 degrees with no worries. Most amp manufacturers try to limit the max heat sink temp to 150 to 170. Yeah, all of it burns when you touch it. But when you're clipping them, they get even hotter. And the efficiency drops. Boy, yeah. Cooling them is a good idea, but it's mainly for performance and for longevity. They're not going to typically melt down. I mean, they will shut off before they do that. But putting some active cooling on them is going to make them last longer and going to make them more efficient. So that's the thing. If they get really hot, their efficiency is going to drop quite a bit, which means you'll be turning more of the power you're trying to turn into base into heat, which makes the problem worse. You see how that snowballs. Heat in electronics always snowballs. Shit gets hotter and the resistance goes up, which makes it get hotter. Just keeps snowballing. It's a feedback loop. Jason, Rockford has a circuit for reduced power slightly to control temps. That's some fancy amplifiers. I think Kicker does some amps like that too. Some amps, not all of them. The SPL 6500 amp from Recoil, $1,000. Recoil is trying to play big boy games. So W said I think they want 400 for the Recoil SPL sub. from what I saw the pedophiles say. Um, hmm, that's I don't know. I'd have to dig into it more deep before I can say whether that's a reasonable price. I need to get into the TS perimeters and look it over really good because there's a whole lot of questions I have that bang zoom whiz bang turbo special super awesome does not freaking answer the questions that I have. Um, let's see. BBL subs. Do you think my Pro Audio 6.5s and my doors would sound better with some of the foam baffles? It depends. They're getting wet when it rains. Yeah, if they're getting wet when it rains, put the baffles on. Um, I'm going to tell you, if your doors are, what you will lose is some of the mid bass, but what you will gain is some of the mid. So you'll lose some of that lower end, like 80 hertz, 100 hertz, 70 hertz, that stuff. You'll lose some of that, but you'll gain up in the 200 to 300 range and up because it's going to stop those sounds from coming around and canceling themselves out. And you'll keep your driver from, getting all messed up on the coil and dying completely. So yeah, the foam things are really good, at least for over the top. If you don't want to do that, you can always get a sheet of sound deadener and go in there and behind the sub, behind the speaker, and stick it to the top of inside the hole, up in the door. Just go reach in the hole with it and stick it up in there and let it hang down, and then put your driver in and it just kind of pushes the bottom out. That'll create a little roof over it. That's another way to handle that if you don't have. The hell? I'm being attacked by a squirrel or something. I don't know what the hell that was. I'm pissed off the wildlife. Dubby said that and some sound treatment. Yeah, there you go. What I just said. Holy shit. Robot is out of the pokey. Oh, is he? I didn't know. Um, yeah, it's better to run one amplifier on each sub or one large amplifier. There's there's a lot more information. It's not quite that simple, but if you're just giving me a generic question, my answer would be it's better to run one amplifier for both subs um, because it's easier to get them balanced. When you add a second amplifier to the same speakers and you have to create that balanced output, it's a tricky extra step that can also get out of whack and out of phase and other things. Um, in a perfect world, it's best to run one amplifier covering all of the subwoofers together. Um, that said, it isn't always, convenient, but and it may not scale as well. Multiple amplifiers, like 1 amp per sub, can scale a whole lot easier. And if you blow one, it's less money to replace. If you blow a 30K, it's pretty damn expensive to replace. Whereas if you blew, like 4 8Ks, blow one of them, it's, just all these are things. And there's more than that. I'm just covering some of the basics. But 1 amp is always going to be better performance wise and setup wise than a whole bunch of different amps. At least that's my opinion, and that's all I can give you. Uh, let's see. Yep. Couple things. Franco Quaid, 1,500. What's that? Is that how much the sub cost? Oh my god! Now they're comparing it to the JL that cost 1,500. That name. Yeah. Mm, Let's see here. Selling dirt baskets for broken slugs. I don't know. Triple magnet. It's not big enough. Like I said, I don't know. The magnet itself is kind of hidden amongst the whole thing. It's not. It's not obvious for those of you that ain't got it looked up or whatever. You can kind of get a look at the magnet here. So that's a top plate and it's a back plate. And this is some kind of like cooling fins or something because there's a ferrite magnet in there. It looks to me like they're trying to give it the look of a Neo, and that usually doesn't really scream quality because they're trying to like make it look like something it's not. That's kind of what I get from it. The hardware looks good though. I like the cooling on it. The basket's got a good cooling, and from what I can see, the spider it looks linear with a bolt down. It looks like Allen key, which is good. Looks like a decent sized tinsel lead. I mean, it doesn't really have a lot of. Most of this stuff looks solid. I'm just taking some guesses. I don't know what the X Max is, the travel, but it's pretty. I don't like it when a company tries to whitewash something though, and making this look this way kind of concerns me that may be trying to sell you something that's I don't know, man. I have I have some small issues with some elements of this design. Nothing major, and I don't have any specs to be able to really dig into. So that's my take on it right now. I'll have to get deeper on that and start doing some studying. Maybe I can find out some information that's actually useful, some usable intel. Um, there's a bit of spec on it. All I remember is 22 X Max. So that'd be 22 millimeters one way. Yeah, that doesn't speak. 22. Is that what you said? 25 millimeters. Um, that tells me that a whole lot of what you think is a magnet there is not. I don't know. I think it may be a $300 speaker trying to be a $400 speaker. That's kind of what I got in my head right now. The real, general. Oh, that's just awesome. Yeah. I'm sure the Android on the cave would, take care of your shipping for you for an additional fee or send you some rebuilt, blown up factory seconds or some dumb shit. That guy. What's up, man? Base Attic 91 is in the house. Um, what's up, my friend? We're doing things tonight. We're doing things. Um, nice to see you here. Let me look at this. You'll lose bass response. Yeah. Guessing they don't have much bass response anyway. Still a good compromise to cut the bottom off the phone back out. Yeah. Like I said, I told him that you'll lose the low end response, but you'll actually gain in the 200 and up range, which is, I mean, you'll notice that the bottom will drop out a little bit, but the vocals will have a little more, a little more of that, and the power, a little more power, which is what you're trying to pull from them anyway. It's an interesting effect whenever you stop that back wave from getting to the front wave. On a mid driver, it gives a really interesting effect. If all you're looking for is bass out of those drivers, then it's not what you want to do. But if you're wanting them to be mids, um, because see the way that works is the back wave interacting with the front wave on high frequency drivers. You really don't have to worry about that too much because the waves are so small and fast that by the time they leave the back of that speaker, they're not out of phase with the front. They're not in any phase. They're just noise. Um, Whereas on a subwoofer, the waves are so long that they can leave the back of that driver and meet up to the front waves and then cancel. They can get together and do the wave and shut each other down, which is why putting a speaker or a woofer in a baffle will really increase the bass. Well, so you say, well, okay, then if putting if the mid frequencies are really high, then I shouldn't have to worry about that too much. And you don't, to an extent. But if you take a mid, a little 3-inch mid, it's playing, it's got it playing like say 300 hertz and up, and you put it in a baffle, even without a back to it, just an open baffle, you will notice more warmth, more balls in your vocals. Um, and then if you again take a drink cup and stick it over the back of that so that it's got a complete seal off, even if it's just a flimsy paper cup over the back of that thing, you'll notice that the vocals get even warmer. So we're definitely affecting it, and putting that foam over the back will create that effect. So you're going to cancel, you're going to lose room for the big waves to resonate, but you're going to increase the resonating and amplify the resonating of the mid frequencies, which is, hopefully that's helpful. I have a hard time explaining it. I can understand it in my head. I just can't get my mouth to communicate what the hell I'm trying to say. That is that. Use the top as a water shield. Yeah, cut the bottom out. You can do that if all you're needing is a water shield. They said, "What's up, fam?" Yeah, man. Oh, man, I love seeing you guys show up. I love the support. I love the love. Uh, W just waiting on an email from Out Outlawed FX. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. If I want to give away, let's see. I already sent it. I got to go down through here, man, because you guys are having conversations. Noted. Oh man, yeah, he's getting slapped. He's getting slapped hard, man. I got a video that's coming up here. I got it uploaded. It's been uploading through the live show. I got to do some editing on the stuff on it, but then I'll put it up later tonight. So from the show today. So it's pretty good stuff in there. Y'all gonna get a kick out of it. I ain't gonna tell you about it though. Gotta make you watch the damn video. That's how we do it. Let's see what else here. Checking out CB Shop LLC. Yeah, they got some interesting shit. One of my other buddies has been over there drooling all over their little RGB stuff. I think he picked up some stuff from them. It's funny. Investing in DC clamp meter. Yeah, about $50. It's hard to see how much amperage you're pulling. Yeah, you could just get the base head garage watt meter. It's not a whole hell of a lot more than that, and it does all the math for you. Um, it also gives you the raw numbers too. Jason, what brand? I'm looking for one also. Well, yeah, there you go. Base Attic, bro. I'm about to get 6 more sales for that 8K. Oh, you're gonna double up. So you're gonna run 6S 2P. Have you been noticing your voltage dropping, uh, like bouncing? Okay, so have you been noticing your voltage bouncing, dropping and coming back up, dropping and coming back up, inside of a few seconds, like dips when the bass hits, uh, or or have you been noticing your voltage slowly declining over like a song, like halfway through a song, slowly just dipping a little further, a little further, a little further? Have you been noticing either one of those two things happening? And I'll give you my opinion on whether or not that's actually a good deal. It's never a bad thing to have more storage than you need, but you know, I'm just saying. I want to know what kind of symptom you're having that you think or you expect a second row of LTOs to solve? That's my question. Um, let's see here. Jason, the price varies based on how much amperage you need to measure. Yep. Base head garage watt meter. Hint, hint, hint. Discount code CAE. You're going to save money on a damn thing. I don't know if it's 5 or 10%. It's money. We like money. Everybody likes money, guys. Specs for the 4-ohm version. Recoil SP. Oh, we found some specs. Okay. QTS of 0.61. That's tight. That's sealed box territory. I'm guessing it's not going to be extremely low. A QMS of 0.68. Yeah, that's where the restriction is. The 6.1 QES and the 6.8 QMS. 36 hertz. That's high, man. I thought so. See, they were talking about this high QTS. I said that it's going to be a sealed box, and then it's got a 36 hertz frequency. Not extremely ecstatic about this. It's going to be kind of honky, you know. One of them subs that likes to play them high notes. They don't give an X max. Yeah, I agree, Jason. I need to study all that more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ain't gonna be. Yeah, that X max is too small. Let's see. Yeah, that's my number one problem with the visuals right there, bro. Kind of nailed it on the head. Sketch, and I haven't seen that before with recoil, so they must be doing some. There must be some new person working there, or maybe somebody new owns them or something. I don't know. They've usually been pretty honest about stuff, pretty straight. See the mid. How you want the mid and want it to be loud? Yeah, yeah. Put one of those cones on there. You'll get it. You'll get what you're looking for, bro. You'll get what you're looking for. Watch that video, man. Watch that infinite baffle video that I have. And then if you haven't watch that video. That I'm going to show you in that video exactly what the hell I'm talking about right now. You can experience it in the video. You can see what it does. You can hear what it does. Okay. I mean, this ain't just me talking. This is me getting in there and cutting shit up and sticking it together and making the noise, on camera. So it's not theory. This is reality. You can literally hear how it changes very well if you put on some headphones so you get good sound, and you'll hear it quite well. That recoil is hiding something. Yeah, exactly. Like a dude wearing a skirt. Yeah. Man, your camel toe done turned into an elephant. I don't even know what's up with that. Damn. Franco said it makes no sense to make a wooden crate and not include shipping. I'm gonna tell you, man. Uh, it's a pretty wooden crate too, but who cares? That's somebody smoking pot in the back room deciding that was a good fucking idea, guys. That's what it was. There's a stone. Said, man, we should make a subwoofer that costs a whole lot of money and put it in a really fancy wooden crate. Yeah, man. Then we'll make it pickup only. That's great, man. You're so smart. Wait, man, we don't have a store. It's okay. No one will buy it anyway. Oh, shit. Um, yeah, that's the other thing. Whenever whenever the big dude comes up and flexes all the muscles and you think to yourself, I bet his dick is about that big. You know what I'm saying? That's how my brain works. It's just how it works, man. The people are never going to show the weak spot. They're going to show what's the nice stuff, and they're going to try to get you looking at this. Wow, this is happening. And this subwoofer has got that wrote all over it. It does look nice, but that's the problem. It looks too damn nice until you start looking closer, and then you realize it's wearing a lot of makeup. When Bobby said, when is the sound show of the season? Well, that would be normally without the one that's shut down right now, probably Wake the Dead or finals. Since the one in Indianapolis is kaput for the moment. Can't think of the name of it, but yeah. Look up Wake the Dead car audio show in Arkansas. It's like in Searcy or somewhere. And it's probably the biggest show in the United States. Yeah, it's huge. It'll be a 2-day, all of one day or 2 days events. It goes all the way through the night and just keeps going, and it's big. It's a whole lot of shit going on. Very big. SPL sub, you don't really care about X Max. You care about X Mech, right? Yeah. But on SPL sub, to be perfectly honest, you don't even care about excursion, really. I mean, you know, if you're doing straight SPL, if that's all you're doing is SPL, you don't need the speaker to move very much. In fact, if it's playing at its tune, it'll basically just be vibrating, just humming. You don't need it to go. And you wouldn't even want that giant fat roll surround because that takes up cone area. You want something that's basically like an accordion surround or a very small roll, something like a Sundown U, as an example. That's an excellent. The Sundown U is probably one of the best SPL number putting up speakers. If you just want to put a high number up, it's probably going to be a higher range, 50, 60 hertz or more. But if you're trying to put up a big ass high number, you don't need a lot of excursion. You just need good motor force and the right box and the cone area to move that air and to generate that large tone and to build that pressure. You don't have to move it very much. It's literally the port's going to be very active, but the speaker's not going to move hardly at all. You need the excursion for lows. And if you want to move a lot of air violently, you need excursion. If you want to play, 25 hertz and below, 28 hertz and below, I'll say, you need a lot of excursion. That doesn't make you get loud. It will make the lows be louder, but it's not going to make you have a louder potential frequency, like peak. That's going to depend on, it's going to dictate what frequency you can get loud with, but it's not going to make your loudest possibility any louder. Yeah, like I said, my brain knows, but that sometimes my mouth just don't connect. They argue, and it's a thing, man. It's an old man problem. Uh, yep. Let's see. Bobby said last show. Yeah, that's the one. I think it's pretty much finals, and I think Wake the Dead is the same day as finals. So if you're a hardcore points chaser, you're not going to go to Wake the Dead. If you're more of a demo guy, you're going to be going to Wake the Dead, not the finals, because, well, one, you got to have at least 100 points to go to finals, which means you have to be active during the season in the lanes. Two, Wake the Dead is going to be way, way, way more fun for demo guys than finals will be. Finals is going to be a whole lot of standing around, waiting on somebody to run the meter and go, burp, and then spend 10 minutes waiting on somebody else to get up there and go, burp. That's boring as shit. And they ain't going to want to do a lot of demoing out there because they're going to be wanting to save their batteries and keep their subs cool so they can go burp for 2 seconds and move on down the road. It's a whole lot of hurry up and wait like the military. I ain't crazy about that part of it. Wake the Dead, on the other hand, is going to be a bunch of idiots having a party. They're going to have nighttime, so there's going to be all kinds of RGB shit going on. They're going to have multiple different types of car shows and burnout competitions and shit out there. There'll probably be at least one band playing somewhere. I mean, it's going to be a jam. It's going to be a freaking event. But anyway, I mean, you can look it up. Just look up Wake the Dead, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just watch some videos. It's like that. Last show. What's up, Nick? Nick H is in the house. Trey is in the house. Let's see. Franco Quaid. Going to have some people turning a shopping box into a sub box. A shipping box. Yeah. Remember, they don't ship it, man. Ricoh might need to team up with an SPL competitor and build a Ricoh vehicle to compete with. I doubt someone is going to switch to all Ricoh gear on their own dollar. That's a real thing, man. Trying to bring in a new brand at that price point is not. You mean it's hard. It's a hard market to come into at the price point they're trying to come in. Obviously, and the thing they're going for. I don't. I'm not overly impressed. I mean, like I said, I think it's a $300 sub being sold for $400. I think that's really the problem. If it was like a $299 deal, I would say, yeah, that's worth going after. It's worth taking a risk, but it's just outside of its price range where it needs to be. And I guarantee you that sub cost from the manufacturer $12, maybe $13 to $14. That's it. Whoever sells it originally, when it comes from the manufacturer, they ain't paying no more. If they're buying a large amount of them, it might even be that much. It may be less than that. So they're getting a steep markup even at $300. And let's say that they get it for, let's say Ricoh is here and they have it shipped from China to here. So they're paying $14 for it. They got to pay a 100% Trump fee. So now they're paying $30. Let's say $30. Let's say $40. Let's say it costs them to ship it over $40 a sub, which is outrageous. But it's not outrageous, but not terribly outrageous. So they get the thing over here and then turn around and sell it for $300. That's a 600% markup. I don't see a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? They're just being greedy. And I guarantee you they ain't paying nowhere near that much for those subs. Maybe at most $20 from the manufacturer. Now, you could buy them from the manufacturer too, but you got to buy like 1,000 of them to get somewhere near that price. They'll sell you like 100 for a lot more each, but you still got to buy a whole lot. So if you can buy 1,000 of them, you can get them, for $20,000. You can pick up 1,000 of them and then go into business. You can be the next, Rico. Slap Bob subwoofer on there and you're jamming, but you need that capital. And that's it. In addition, you got to play the Trump fee at the gate to get them suckers into the U.S. Plus the normal shipping and all the shipping and the dock cost and all that shit. You might be out a couple of dollars. No recoil in the lanes. No, not on subwoofers. Um, what are my thoughts on the new audio pipe set? Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know about the new one, but the Triple X, I think it's called the Triple X. I had 412s with the 3-stack magnets. 412s. I had them on a Orion XTR 2500.1 and a Ford and an extended cab Ford F-150 and a ported box that came up below the window. Subs forward, port forward. Came up right to the window with the seat out. That sucker hit so hard that when you're sitting at a stoplight, the brake pedal felt like it was trying to pogo stick your leg out of the floor. It would be just jumping, and you'd be sitting there holding down like crazy, thinking that your pedal was gonna release and you're gonna roll because it was just throwing that sucker, throwing it at you. That thing was loud. I never got that meter before a piston shot out of that Triton engine, but spark plug, 2 of them actually. But it was loud. That was a loud setup. Them audio pipe subs ain't no joke, dude. I don't say much about the amplifiers, but if you get the triple stack magnet audio pipe subs, you're getting a good sub. You put the power on them in the right box, you're going to get some shit out of it. I spent a whole lot of time breaking screws. I broke so many speaker screws. I looked back there and the whole sub would fall completely out of the box. Every screw was sheared in half. And I went to from drywall screws to deck screws, did the same shit. Went to the full brass, like the heavy gold colored construction screws, broke them too. Yeah, I just kept breaking screws. I was going to end up going to bolts. But then I pulled that box out and put a different box in there. I went with some 15s, but I was going to end up doing bolts in there because I couldn't keep the screws in that damn thing. It was destroying them all. Yep. No lithium fires. We don't talk about that. And I don't think they will get. I don't think they will either. I mean, you can force it, but products you know nothing about, removing all the safety BMS gear people have been burning their cars down way before lithium batteries. You got that shit right. On the Recoil USA site, I believe they have the price, the Recoil USA site. That just on the Chinese USA site. I'm running 84 amp hour of lithium, so no fires. No fires is good. The 12 is 1350. No. If that's true, good. Are you shitting me? Hell no. Man, them motherfuckers is on crack, guys. They straight up smoking some shit. They got some good shit. They got the good stuff, man. They got that good stuff. Jacob Viral video guy had a Pride sub like 2,200 a piece. Yeah, they got a lot of Pride. They got that. They got that special Pride. Oh, y'all like my new hat? Check it out. Yeah, baby. Uh, Carmel and hang on a minute, get this name right. Ball, Ball, printing. I forget exactly how their thing goes. It's a company. It's a printing company. They have T-shirts, hats, cups, keychains, stickers, all that kind of stuff. Anything you can think of to put logos on, they do that shit. And they had a booth out there today, and all the swag was totally free. Shirts, hats, keychains, everything was all free. Free. All right, didn't cost shit. They didn't even have a donation jar or nothing. It was just straight up, take whatever you want. It's all free. Period. And I thought that was crazy, man. Um, I need to look up their site though. I don't remember the rest of that name. I got it in the video that's coming up later. It'll be in there. Let's see if we just happen to stumble upon. That's not going to work. It'll be, like I said, it'll be in the video. You can hear me in the video, and I get on it special. Pride ain't cheap. Hell no, man. That'll ruin your company. You know, Pride and Bud Light and Pride and Cracker Barrel. Yeah, them rainbow rocking chairs. that shit costs some money right there. Those are some $7 billion rocking chairs. Son, that's like the stupidest freaking shit. I saw one guy talking about that on a video though. And although I didn't agree with his entire argument, he did make one point that I thought was interesting. The Bud Light event caused a big stock market crash, or well, their stops dropped. Not crash, but the stops dropped a lot. But then they came back up, and also there's two companies in the ownership chain of all the companies that own stock in all three of these different companies. It was the car one, which I can't think of right now, Jaguar, Bud Light, and Cracker Barrel. There are two investment groups that own shares, a substantial amount of shares in all three of those companies. And so here's the thing. You guys know about insider trading. Well, here's the thing. If you know that the stocks are about to drop really hard, okay, you can, as soon as the stocks drop, or you can sell your stocks, right? Sell all your stocks. And then they drop super low where they lose like $20 a share, right? They drop way down there. Then you can turn around and buy them back. So now that you made $20 a share off of every stock that you own in that company. Now, is that making sense? So you're going to sell high and then you're going to buy low. And if you know this is about to happen, you're ready for it, you can just and make all the money between those 2 points. You put that in your pocket and you still have the damn stocks. Interesting, right? Just pointing out the shit that people don't think about these little things. You're too busy watching over here, right? And you miss the shit over here. It's a big magic trick, man. So I just like thinking about. I'm a thinker, man. My brain's always working. I get the Undertaker and all heartbeat. You damn right, son. I would. That Undertaker would absolutely and completely destroy that subwoofer. It wouldn't even look here. You couldn't even get uh, the guys. You couldn't even get them to show you how much it would destroy it. It would just they wouldn't even bother. It would be such a it's like he'd laugh. Tyler would laugh his ass off. Like really? Are you kidding me? Jump off a bridge. Um, am I going to Wake the Dead car show in Arkansas, October 18th in Arkansas? My wife is taking me for my birthday. He said, I don't know yet. I want to. Um, I before the only way I can go to Wake the Dead is if I have a scooter to ride on. I cannot walk around that huge property. I have trouble walking to the bathroom right now. Just going to the bathroom. That distance tires me out severely. So I'm not in the best. I got issues, man. I want to, I really do, but only if I can get around out there, and I need power, and that should be, if everything goes properly, should be coming in about that time. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Can't promise. All right, Jason. Have a good night, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Brian Walker. Maybe next year I'll get myself to a show. You know, all you gotta do is just go. You just freaking get in the car and you take your ass to a damn show. And it ain't hard, man. It's like fucking shucking corn or something. You just grab a cob and you just start working it. Twist it off, twist, and the little kernels pop off, and then you throw the cob over there for later on if you have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we used to have to do that stuff. I've been around long enough to know about that stuff. So a lot of you guys don't know nothing about no corn cob. Uh, it works pretty good, but it'll leave you raw, man. I'm gonna tell you. Franco Quaid is in the house. Oh, son, Nick. Uh, be my first car audio show. Oh man, you're picking one monster show for your first. Uh, DTX Dreamsicle. Yeah, that's a hell of a speaker too. And that Inhuman from Sundown, it's got what, like 60, I believe it was like 60 millimeters of X Max, one way. Um, Absolutely ridiculous. Crazy insanity, man. Uh, Dubby said, make one of those cooler box ride-ons. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Put a little engine in there. Look, that'd be cool. Um, I heard, Nick. I heard at night. Oh yeah, yeah. They light that shit up, dude. That place gets crazy. So they'll have all kinds of. I mean, yeah. You spend the whole year. Most of the car shows are during the day, or the car cardio competitions are during the day. So you hardly ever get a chance to really show off your RGB. You need that twilight or dark. But Wake the Dead is a guarantee every year. It's a guaranteed show that you're going to get to show off your RGB because it goes to like 3 in the morning or some shit like that, 2 in the morning. It's crazy. That place basically just constantly goes. It's a hell of a deal. Guys, y'all have been awesome tonight. Truly awesome. And the main thing I'd want to make sure everybody knows is the world needs people to care. The world needs people to not look away, but to look toward the people that need you. Look toward them. Don't close your eyes. Don't look away. Look towards them. Soak it in, get out, and go put in the work to do something to better mankind. That's all you can do. Just help one person. Just one person. That's all you got to do. even if it's just a little thing. Because if enough love is spread, it'll change the world. And that's what everybody needs. Everybody needs some love. And tonight, you guys have got mine. Let's get the duck out of here, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Out here banging up and down the street, slamming that to the ground. Big subwoofers are getting loud. You can feel the booming sound. Getting ready to go. Got it shined up for the show. Hours charging, amps are amping. Gonna let the woofers blow. Another one bites the dust.
Quack, quack.
Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. We got more at home. Another one bites the dust.
We just keep quacking, baby. Just keep on quacking.
Wires are glowing and the amps smoking. Subs are cherry red. Let me keep jamming, gotta keep the bass fan. Gonna go hard till they're dead. Full power, gotta let it go. 20 hertz in the floating air. Sparks are flying, voice cords are frying, and the smoke is in the air. Another one bites the dust.
Quack, quack.
Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. Hey, we got more at home. Another one bites the dust.